This is a Go Get It Mix exclusive. Know what it is? With Adri V.
What's up, Go Getters? It's me, Adri V. And listen, it's Power 93.7 WBLK NYE wrap up as we recap the year, something like a decade, okay? And of course, we could not do a show without making sure we had one of Buffalo's own, more of the Buffalo kid that is out here putting on for the city alongside Westside Gun, Conway. And all I got to say is the Butcher is coming. Benny the Butcher is on the line. What's good, Benny?
Hey, what's going on, AGV? How you, man? Happy New Year's, man, to everybody, man, all out there, man. Happy holiday.
Yes, listen, Happy New Year to you. Happy holiday. And when you said how you doing, I'm good because I am living vicariously through you all, okay? Listen, so we talking about recapping the year, and this has been a pretty big year for you in such a major way. And, you know, I could throw out certain aspects of it, but I don't want to take away from the interview that I'm doing with you because I get hyped up, right, and excited. So I want to know, you know, when we think about your year review, right, what was your biggest wins of the year? And you can have multiple wins.
I would have to say it's multiple wins as far as, like, man, like, overall, man, that people know about us, man, that my name ringing bells on so many circles. You know, definitely the Roc Nation deal, definitely put... A lot of people don't notice that I put the Plugs on my album out right after I did Tanner Talk 3, and Tanner Talk 3 was so successful that brought a light to us that I didn't know, like, people didn't think I could do it again, but I did it again, you know what I'm saying? So for me to be able to, you know what I'm saying, do that again, that was beautiful, you know what I'm saying?
And it's like, for me, as you said that, like, I thought about when you dropped Tanner Talk and we were up here interviewing and talking about it, and then you turned around and you dropped Plugs I Met. It was just like one of those things when we talked about Tanner Talk being such a classic, it's like, dang, how is he going to redo that? And then you turned around and created yet another one. And the Plugs I Met leading you into the tour. So let's talk about even just the tour, coming back to your hometown. You sold out every show that you had on this tour, and then coming to Buffalo, your hometown, and selling out yet another packed out show. Like, what was that feeling like with going on your own tour, pushing this album, and being able to come home to pack it out?
Man, it was dope. It was like, I didn't expect it to be like that, man. I kind of knew it was going to be like that, but I didn't expect it to. So it's like, when I seen it, man, you know what I mean? I was like at a loss for words, but that's why we chose to do the last show of the tour back at home. That's kind of like a ritual when we do. We try to make those shows last, and it's just confirmation that, you know what I'm saying, that the town is getting behind me even more. It just felt good, man, just to share that moment with the city.
And on top of that, like you said, you know, just that confirmation, like, let's kind of just talk about the confirmation that you put forth when you decided to, you know, incorporate 97 Hove into your album, and then also manifesting the deal with Roc Nation. You talked about that being one of your big wins, you know, being able to pop Ace of Spade with Jay. You know, what was that feeling like, being able to say, okay, look, I've reached this pinnacle in my life to where I'm able to fraternize with the GOATs that I consider the GOAT?
Man, that feels good, man. Just the OGs, man, and the legends to sit up and kick it with us and kick it with me like I'm one of them, you know what I'm saying? That means a lot. You know, the simple things like that mean a lot to me, and I'm thankful for that. So it's just crazy, man. You know, those are my homeboys. We hit each other all the time, and we kick it all the time, and you know what I'm saying? And they give us game all the time, man, and game that stick to me. You know what I'm saying? Game that I'm using that stick to me. So I mean, it's crazy. I can't believe it. I'm like, yo, just text me. You know what I'm saying? How crazy that is.
Right. The crazy part, you know, is not even that crazy, because the amount of work that you put in, you know, and on top of us recapping the year, like, we could actually recap a whole decade, right? And you have been putting in work an entire decade and some, which led up to this. You know, so many people talk about 10,000 hours you got to put in for you to actually, you know, really reach a certain level of success. Like, how do you feel when you think back from your very beginning to where you are in this present day, about to kick off into another era?
I just feel like it's the growth. You know what I'm saying? That's important. That's why I tell all my artists, all the artists I work with, just to try to get better. You got to get better so you could see the growth, and you could feel the growth. Because whatever you do, you know what I'm saying, you should be trying to get better at it. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be stagnant in it. You should be trying to get better at your craft and you know what I'm saying, like, sharpen your steel. And that's what I try to do, even though I've been in the game so long and I'm an older dude. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I try to do. I try to keep getting better and better.
Technically, you're just a young OG.
No, yeah, that's a fact. Young OG, you know what I'm saying? And I'm carrying the torch in a way, so you know what I mean? I gotta make sure that I'm sharp, you know what I'm saying?
And you definitely are, because when you have Rap Radar, you know, they just did that interview with Drake. You reposted the clip when Drake was mentioning Griselda, you know, the entire movement, and we all see the movement. So when you're deliberately getting these mentions from people like Drake, and then he goes back and reposts your lyrics, when he kind of butchered it, but we'll give him that for a moment, right?
Right.
In that moment, like, what was that feeling for him to even speak how he spoke about you, but then even to turn around and repost your lyrics? You know, for me, I just see a collaboration got to happen from this.
Listen, a collab got to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's like I got some things going on. I really can't speak on them, but you know what I'm saying? A collab got to happen. And man, that's what I want people to know, that it's not only that I'm doing the numbers, not only am I walking what I talk, my peers, I'm respected by my peers. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? By the most elite MCs, when we talking about the J's, the M's, the Drakes, the Nas's. Those are dudes who respect my pen and respect my grind. So, you know what I'm saying? And that's a big thing. That's a big thing, like the respect amongst your peers.
Yeah.
That's so important to me, because, you know, a lot of dudes don't got that. They're making a ton of money, but it's like, you know, some of these dudes, even though they got 39 Bentleys and 6 mansions, they still can't walk in a room and have the, and I'm saying they have the effect that I do in that room.
That's definitely something, you know, that many don't have, and that's clearly what you have brought to the table, you know, alongside just a whole squad in itself. Bring it back real rap. That's how I like to look at it, right? So as we, you know, wrap up this decade and going into this new year, what can we expect from Benny the Butcher? I already know more albums on the way. I already know that.
Yo, I got some. Hey, BB, I got something that I'm gonna wake the world up with. You feel what I'm saying? I got something that I'm gonna wake the world up with, and I just can't wait to show people. I'm working on a whole album with Hit Boy. I'm working on a whole album with Harry Fraud. I'm saying I'm gonna get back. I'm cooking on American D-Boy 6. I'm executive producing with High album. I'm executive producing RJ Payne album. What else, man? BSF album. I'm executive producing that. Man, I got my hand in everything right now.
And this is exactly what it's supposed to be. I feel like, you know, once you've kind of reached this place, it's like at the end of the day, the only speed you got is go, right? And so you're allowing yourself to really just even expand beyond yourself as an artist, and I'm loving every bit of it. So I know you got to go, but just to wrap it up, you know, what is some words of advice that you could give people for the new year on how they should definitely attack it?
Man, just stay down, man. Keep grinding, stay down, be hungry, and you know, go for it all. You know what I'm saying? Go for it all. Go for the big wins. You feel what I'm saying? Don't go for the small wins. Go for the big wins. You gotta hustle hard. That's where you're gonna get to where you want to go. You know what I'm saying? You can't. You know what I mean? You can't be playing around with this. It's big money. It's a big future. So man, go hard. Go for everything you know. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's all I can say, man. I don't know how to tell somebody to go hard, but you got to say go hard, man. You got to feel it and make sure the quality in the music and the quality is in the art. You know,
that's it.
Good.
That's it. It's the quality. Big BSF, Big Griselda, Benny the Butcher. Yo, Benny, I appreciate you. You already know you're always welcome here anytime you touch down. And when you get them exclusives, I need to make sure I'm dropping it inside the mix.
No, I got you. Trust me, I got some new. I'm gonna be sending your way, man. Be ready, man. I got some Benny the Butcher featuring 2 Chainz coming, man. Straight exclusive.
You let that man know you the real 2 Chainz?
I did. City Boy let him know.
Oh yeah, you're right. City Boy did.
I let him know. City Boy let him know.
Of course, City Boy.
That's the homie, man. He one of the most genuine dudes I met so far as a rapper. So yeah, that's my boy.
I love it. Well, I'm looking forward to it, Benny. I appreciate you. Proud of you boys. And listen, let them know the Butcher coming, man.
Butcher coming.
There it is. The Butcher has spoke. Me, Adri V, the go-getter on Power 93.7 WBLK. Had to make sure I got them big wins of the year from our guy, Benny the Butcher. You know we inside that NYE house party show. And listen, one thing for certain, 2 things for sure. In 2020, it's all about clear vision. And like Benny said, you got to grind at another level. Go for them big wins, baby. And just make sure your small wins stack up to reach them big wins, all right? Make sure each and every Friday when I'm inside the mix to go get a mix, you check in, you lock in with me. But all I got to say is always keep it locked right here to Power 93.7 WBLK. Me, Adri V, the go-getter.
This is a Go-Getter Mix exclusive. Know what it is? With Adri V.